Welcome in everybody, my name's Jakin and today we're going to be making a 4x4 slab of concrete outside of our chicken run. And we're going to use the highly controversial method of a dry pour. Typically the chickens would be out free ranging, but today we're going to keep them in so I can get this pad done without them walking over it. Alright, so I got to pick where I'm going to have it line up. These 4x4s supporting this run roof are 48 inch on center. So basically it hit right in the middle of this. Yeah, so it hits right in the middle of this one and right in the middle of this one. Now that I'm looking at this, I almost feel like 4x4 is a little unnecessarily big. Maybe 4x3 would be better. Yeah, I'm gonna do 4x3. I like that better right here. And then, like I said, we'll do the topsoil. So I just gotta pick a height. It's like an inch or two below this top, but I wanna have a little bit of slope away just so it's not, the water's not running back to the wood. That's actually a nice height because the wheelbarrow wheel should be able to go right up and in there. So this is a steel yard boss. You can put different attachments on it, like a wire brush basically to like, not a wire, but like a bristle brush so you can clean off concrete, whatever. I have like a plastic flap disc or like a flap wheel. I can clean gravel out of my grass. So like when I plow in the winter, it plows some of the gravel into the grass and then I can take this and bring it all back. And this has a wheel kit on it. It doesn't come with that, but it's a lot nicer. So I'm just gonna use this to scrape up just the surface. We have really packed down clay here, which leads me to another point. Another controversial thing I'm doing is not putting gravel underneath. It's just so packed down already, the clay, and I really want this to be a true test. I'm just curious. It's a good DIY method if it lasts. If it doesn't last, it's a 4x3 slab I can just take out at any point. So I don't want to go too deep with this because we already have that compaction, but I do want to loosen it up just to make it a little easier. Just set my lines and then I'll go this way. So I gotta go deep enough to put a 2x4 down in the ground with some slope. So I gotta do quite a bit. This stuff is so packed down, it's crazy. Got a long way to go. Okay, I'm gonna get my frame cut just so I can kind of see where I need to dig. I already had these 2x4s, they were already painted from who knows what. So I'm gonna do 3 feet out and then 4 feet wide. All right, there's the 3-foot side. And then this way, we want the concrete to be 4 feet. So that means inside to inside is 4 feet. So we need to add 3 inches. So 51 inches, we'll cut the next one at. All right, I'm gonna screw these together. All right, what I'm hoping for is that we got slope this way. Right now we're perfectly level, and this side we're good. All right, I'm gonna screw this in here now. I think I'm a little low on that side compared to that, but I'm actually okay with that because, like I said, the ground kind of, I mean, it's just barely, the whole ground kind of goes that way, so I don't really mind. As long as I still have slope this way, which I do. I want to be my bubble right on the line. Let's see if this one I can get. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna get some stakes to stake this side down. I'm gonna take my speed square and make sure that this is square. All right, I gotta get 2 things right at once. I wanna make sure this is square. It's square right there. And I wanna make sure that I still got my slope I want. Yeah, I like that. Now let's check this side, get our slope. All right, that's perfect. So we got a little slope this way, just barely. but then we got a nice slope this way. Look at that, how hard that clay is. Just cleans right up. All right, I'm gonna get the bags of concrete. Oh, it looks like some of that bag got wet. Leave that out of there because for the dry pour, I want the water to be able to soak all the way in. I feel like chunks are gonna make it harder to soak in. I think I'm still a little low. I gotta get a screed board to go over this, and then I'll know if I'm still low. Still low, pretty much everywhere. So I watched some videos on doing this dry pour, and I saw people doing this. Kind of gives it almost like a brushed finish. I can still see that I have lines from my screeding, so what I might do is do it both ways and see what happens when I do this. I'm not putting any pressure on, I'm just rolling it back and forth. It's actually pretty nice. Okay, I'm gonna try that edger, see if I can not mess it up. Okay, this edger has like a huge, like that's a big edge on it. But it was something that I already had. If I don't like how this is looking, then what I'll do is just leave it and then I'll just soften the corners later. I don't want to give up on this too early, but I don't have high hopes. I feel like these corners are gonna break. Okay, so now I'm gonna try rolling again. Yeah, see that front edge already crumbled. We are gonna fill the dirt right up to the surface, so it doesn't really matter that it's that rounded. So maybe I'd rather have a nice square corner than have it be all crumbled. Let's try screening it again. All right, let's do one more pass with the roller. Oh no. All right, we gotta screed that a little bit again. Just dropped my extension pole, made a dent. All right, I think we'll be all right. Gotta hang on a little tighter. This is where I can be a perfectionist, but also as a painter. These lines from the roller are bothering me. There's gonna be some no matter what. Okay, so the last step is watering. So you gotta have a nozzle that has mist setting. And these first two coats, you just mist it on there. You don't wanna put too much water or big drops on it or it'll make divots, like little craters. So my nozzle is leaking a lot. So I'm just gonna stay back here and just wet the whole thing down. Soak the whole thing, but the further back the better, because then you won't make divots in it. You're not trying to totally soak it right now, but you do want to get it all wet. So what I've seen people doing online in the videos is that they mist it like this and then they come back in 20 minutes and mist it again. It's hard to not want to soak it all right now. All right, my mister is getting worse over time. All right, now we wait 20 minutes. So the kids let a couple chickens out. So they've been wandering around. They're trying to get back to their door. So I got to block it off. We might end up with some chicken prints in it. We'll see. All right, it's been 20 minutes. So I'm gonna do my next misting. It's hard to tell now what you're doing because all the water darkened it. But I can already tell that the top is setting up because it's not getting moved around at all by this. I don't know why it's working so much better now. The first time I did it, it was like trying to do a little stream. Now we wait another 20 minutes, maybe even a half hour, and then we'll do an actual soaking of it, not just the mist. And hopefully this keeps the chickens out. They will jump over stuff, so we'll see. All right, it's been 1 hour after the second misting. This is the part I'm most nervous for. Now is the time to do like a more heavy watering. We have this awesome watering head for our garden beds that's has a ton of tiny little holes. Does a nice rain type pattern. It feels all right. So I'm just gonna start very gently. Give it a good soak. So I was actually thinking about this dry pour method, and I was thinking how whenever I've done like a post in the ground and you pour concrete around it and then you just wet it quick and leave it, every time I've ever pulled those out of the ground, the concrete stays on there so good. Like I have a few I pulled out and the concrete just stays on there forever, all in one piece. It doesn't crumble, it doesn't break. And that's with just wetting the top. And then the rest of the moisture coming from underneath. So I realize the slab is a little different, but I don't know why it wouldn't work if you get it all wet. So I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna repeat this every hour, probably for the rest of the day. It's almost 3 right now, so I'll probably do it till like 8 o'clock at night, maybe like 5 more times. Just keep soaking it. Also, I didn't put anything on the inside of the forms. I didn't like put any diesel fuel or oil or anything on the inside of the forms. I watched a video on a dry pour, and the guy said he's never had a single issue pulling them off with the dry pour. So, all right, guys, I have been watering this every hour since 2 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock now. It's time to put this slab to bed for the night. I'm gonna give it one last water, and then we'll see how it looks tomorrow. All right, now we wait and see. All right, everybody, it is the next day. Just out here checking on my slab. Honestly, it still feels kind of soft. I mean, not super soft, but even this stuff over here, like I can kind of make it crumble. I mean, like push into it with my finger. So I'm not gonna pull the forms off today or let the chickens out today. And I'm gonna wet this throughout the day today. Again, just keep soaking it. And then tomorrow, which will be 48 hours after I started, is when I'll pull the forms and stuff. All right, I know I said we weren't gonna let the chickens out, but I've been overruled.
They're like, wait, what is this?
Well, so far it's holding up the kids. Wow, okay. So far it's holding up the chicken and the kids. So that's a good sign. We'll check back in tomorrow. All right, guys, it's been 48 hours since I started. Actually, it's been more than 48 hours since I started watering this. So I'm gonna pull the forms off today and see what happens. So I messed up a little bit. After I watered this the first day, I watched another video on these dry pours, and the guy was saying if you overwater, you could get some, like, it's just flaking. And I had just came back inside where I had a couple where this had started, and I was like, shoot, because I definitely overwatered it the first day. But so far, it looks like it's just there and right here. But there could be more spots that pop up. But otherwise, pretty solid now. So I'll see if we can get the forms off. Okay, for some reason, I can't get this screw out. So that one we might just have to pull out like that. That front edge looks good. Looks like the water got down there. Oh, shoot. I just crumbled that corner a little bit, but like I said, I was gonna soften it anyway. I have like a stone, a hand stone, I was gonna soften these corners with anyway, so get all these flakes off, but that's pretty good. It looks like the water got down in there. If I walk on it now, I'm gonna get it all muddy, but pretty happy with it. I also have some concrete sealer that I'm gonna put on it just to seal it up, because this, with a dry pour, there's not like your cream on the top, like when you trowel. So it's like a lot more porous. So I'm just gonna spray some sealer on it just to help shed water and keep it cleaner and all that, but I think it's pretty nice. Okay, so overall I would say this was a success. It was a little bit easier than mixing the bags, but not really that big a difference, to be honest. But I just wanted to try it. Seemed intriguing, everybody else doing it on the internet. I could see where if you did a bunch of bags, it'd save you a lot of time from mixing, but this was only like 6 or 7 bags, so that wouldn't have been that big a deal just to mix. I'll keep you guys updated on how this lasts. Like I said, I live in Michigan, so it's a good test for it. So now we're gonna do topsoil around here and plant grass, and we'll be able to totally finish this off. Well, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. But before you go, if you've been seeing this chicken coop in the background, I have a video with a full walkthrough of this whole build. The coop, the run, everything. And you can watch that right here.